Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. This is the Benin Empire Advancement League, or live conversation. With me today is our Vice President, Mr. Joe Osamudeme Maui Rupe. You are welcome, sir. He is the Vice President of this organization. Can
Good
you hear
morning,
me, sir?
sir. Thank you very much. I can hear you. Good morning.
Yeah, we are here today just to talk about few things. One of them is the situation between the Benin, the Omonobanedo, and the governor of Edo State, and some of Edo people who's supporting the governor uh, on his journey. Let me let me put it that way. On his journey to earn something very bad for himself. As we all know, there has been in the past few days or the past few weeks in the social media a lot going on about the Omonoba Nedo and Governor Obaseki, about the case between the palace and one Mr. Arisco, which the governor signed a paper to throw the case out of court, uh, and the people supporting Arisco and others are now rejoicing that they won this case. And not just only that, there was a plan also to bring this so-called Arisco and his co-host in the same line with the Oba of Benin. Uh, People have been protesting about this issue. Some Benin, some Edolites have been protesting in social media and other press conference, as we can see. Uh, to my own knowledge, and I have to say this clearly, we stand with the Omonomba of Benin. Omonomba is our father, and we cannot do in Benin without the Omonomba. If we said we can do with the Omonomba, it's like we are doing without our own history. Because in the Benin, we used to say Oba Guabadia. We all know this is written in history. Obaseki and Oba Ovorame. It's like something is reincarnating as things were in 18 something. I don't really understand what went wrong exactly that year, where some people are now saying Obaseki and his co-hosts are traitors, and at the same time, uh, I don't know how to use this word because it's so insultive, and it's like things are repeating itself. Since the issue of the artifact, we have seen the palace and the government of Edo State are going apart. They are going their own ways, where the Obaseki doesn't match with the palace, where the palace doesn't really match with the government of Obaseki. And as an Edo man or a son of the Benins, for me, that is something so insulting. Sorry, sir. That's so insulting
Thank you.
that somebody or someone like Governor Obaseki is going against our Omonoba of Benin. Because all the Benin knows that the Omonoba of Benin is our own father. Although
Yeah.
many people are saying he's not our father, but traditionally, he's our father. He is the head of the whole Benin worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody can take this space from him. There's no court judgment, And there's no government judgment that can take that space. But what our people doesn't really understand is why Obaseki is doing what he's doing and what he's trying to profit from what he's doing. We are trying to understand why people do things the way they do it. Because we have seen the division right from time, where even during the election, during the governorship election, where there was issue in Benin City, which turned to real violence in Benin. We were having talks, we were having court, we were having so many series of issues where the Omonoba have to step in that period. He didn't only blame Obaseki for what was going on. He blamed also the deputy governor, Shabu, and also blame Oshomole because he didn't take any part. All he wants was peace in our state. But people take this as an offense because we also saw that in the social media that period, what people were talking, that Oba of Benin take side, he was trying to put the blame on Obaseki and others. And they come to the issue of artifact, which was, for many people like me, I couldn't understand why Obaseki was trying to take this artifact to himself. Although he was saying that he was acting on behalf of the Benin, but we already have a person or an institution that was already acting on behalf of the Benin. So there was a cry out from all the Benis that period before Obaseki stepped down. And now we are still having this situation where Obaseki is trying to underline or to, I don't know how to put it, in some ways, to remove some of the power being owned by the Oba of Benin to himself as a governor, try to impose another institution on the Edo people or the Benin as a whole, which is the title of Ogiamie. And as we Ogiamie is like an Odionwere, to say the fact. The title Ogiamie is like an Odionwere, a street head. It's not a big title, the other big title in Benin Empire, where you have this is an Odionwere of a street recognized as a traditional ruler. And we have seen in several occasions these Ogiamie paying homage to the Oba of Benin as his own king. So I don't know if you can be able to contribute a little bit, sir, to give you some time also to talk about it. We are trying to put a little light on the whole issue for people because we are not here to insult anybody or to downplay any role of anybody. So thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. Once again, good morning. Good morning from here in Accra, Ghana. My name is Joe Sempe. President, you've spoken well. A lot of issues I would want to touch, but for the sake of some of the people we want to bring on air, and sometime later, I would probably just leave. But one of the things that between the perceived rifts, I would use that word, the perceived, between the Edo State government, the Oba's Palace, is something that has been going on since the issue, the political issue that came up in the APC, to the run-up to the second term for Governor Obase. This rift started, and it's deeper and deeper. I would say the media contributed to this whole thing. Some of the communication contributed to this whole thing. Some of the anti-Obaseki groups also contribute to this whole perception because until now, Governor Obaseki has not come out to, categorically clear where he stands. All we have been able to deduce is basically things that have, we've been able to see by way of his actions. Outside his actions, we've not really heard him come out to state that, and of course, as a politician that he is, we know he will not. However, we people as observers look at the things that he's been and that he's doing currently, and we could put one and two together to arrive at a conclusion. What I know is there are those politicians who want to exploit the palace, their relationship with the palace, to paint Obaseki as an evil person, and there are those in the Obaseki's camp who also think palace is giving people, leverage and creating a perception problem for the state government. However, I think no matter how this whole issue is being banned, it is the responsibility of to come out, or the government to come out and state categorically clearly that they have no rift with the palace. But you see, typical Obaseki, he will not do that, because this is a government that even when the state is burning, this is a government that keeps, when you have the herdsmen crisis, this is a government that keeps mute when you have people being killed left, right, center, all across Edo State. The government that keeps youth when cultism is ravaging the state. So we do expect, I do not expect the government to speak at this time, because it's already becoming a part of his government. His government is known for not speaking up at all, and that is one of the problems that the government has created itself, because you have a mini commissioner of information, you have personal aid now on media who have not been able to come out to really, interrogate these issues that are in public domain and state their case of the governor. And their inability to do that shows that the governor himself has to everything or anything that is done against by his government, by the Edo State government, the one which he heads at the moment. I do not always want to refer to the issue of Ago Obaseki and Oba of Varime. Ago Obaseki is not Godwin Obaseki. I do not want to, import, the history into the present situation at hand. But what I want us to focus on, to be effective, we have to focus on the cause of this whole problem. And one of the root causes is what I have seen, inability of the state governor and state things, whether through his Minister of Information. Another root cause is of the palace also to state its case, giving unscrupulous elements, politicians, the opportunity to exploit palace, to create things, and the Pastor ISEE and the Edo People's Movement Group and the Oshiomhole AC group. You know, these are people who have been running up and down, telling everybody that the Edo State governor or the Edo State government is anti the palace. And this on because the palace is always quiet. And you know, I have discussed with you several times. I have had my frustration with the way in the palace, just on the issues that happen in Edo State, the issues that happen here in Ghana, the issues that happen in Accra, the issues that happen in the Volta region. Yes. You understand? As an Esther man, someone who is quite familiar with our history, when you look at certain things that are built in the media in Ghana, the Oni of Ife is going about revising, distorting history, and the palace, the Benin Palace, for some of us, it's quite frustrating because we invest so much resources and time to promote and enlighten people about the history of them, about the history of its people, about its culture and its heritage. But the palace does not complement the effort of several pan-Benin groups. So somehow orphans left in the middle of the cold, or left in the cold, in the middle of the streets. Because the palace, which is actually, or the throne, which is actually a representative of our culture and our heritage, has not done so much to promote our history, to promote our tradition, our culture. That is the truth. And it is this kind of silence created the chaos that we see today in Edo State. But the silence from the governor and the silence from the palace, we do not expect the Oba to speak all the time, but the palace has a secretary.
Exactly.
You know, the palace has. These are the issues that we are talking about. You know, and I don't know, to find a way out, because I have seen a confrontation with the state government, and don't care attitude from the Oba of Benin's palace, not doing us any good. That is just it for me. It's not doing us. Now, the issue of the artifacts. You know, we have Oguname investing so much time and resources, you know, coming up with elements and all that. We have several Pan-Benin organizations who also did their part. We did our part. We did not see the palace come out to stamp its authority. For what we don't know, but we did not see that happen. Now we fast forward to the Arisco case. The palace, there are those who are going to say anything because the palace did not institute Arisco in the first place. We accept that argument, but we also think that the palace should, so that, you know, any other person is planning to come up with such things tomorrow would understand the position of the palace on the matter. Because when you continue to burden these people to go on an attack on the palace, the Oba must understand. Average Benin man respects the palace before the governor's office. And so,
Exactly.
when these kind of things happen, we always seek direction from the palace. But direction doesn't the palace. And it's quite problematic. And that's why you see some of us, we also have, like me, I have said that anything the palace and the governor, I'm actually not just going to comment. But you know, we've watched so many things go on. People have been insulted the past few weeks, and another set of people have been insulted in the past few weeks. We are supposed to spend on conversation on how to move the spend it in certain parties. And it's
Yes.
not good. It's not good for the economic situation that we have found ourselves in Edo State. It's not good for the socio-cultural situation, the challenges that we have found ourselves, you know, that we are battling in Edo State. It is not good. There ought to have been a synergy between the governor's office and the upper palace. We are not seeing that synergy. Excuse me. Knowing fully
Sorry.
well that the voice of the palace is much stronger thing that the Edo State government represents. And so I was hoping that the Edo State government will work hand in hand with the palace to solve so many of these problems that the people of Edo State is faced with. Even to the run-up of the primary from all the political parties, we did not see, I didn't see Atiku go to the Oba of Benin's palace.
No.
I didn't see Kowa go to the Oba of Benin's palace.
No.
I didn't see Godwin Obaseki go to the Oba of Benin's palace. The only political entity or person that went to the palace was Governor Wike. You know, so it seemed that there is a conscious effort by the Edo State government and several people in the PDP on the governor's side to undermine the authority of the palace.
Yeah.
And they are setting a bad precedent because Governor Obaseki has just 3 years to spend. And the way he runs his government will decide whether he's going to be popular or whether he's going to be unpopular. And those of his lieutenants who are urging him on, who are helping him to undermine the authority of the palace, must understand that after Governor Obaseki steps aside, they will be left to defend their actions when they were in government. Governor Obaseki is not going to come to defend their actions. They will defend.
Exactly.
So a youth, the media aid of the government, and you think undermining the Oba of Benin or undermining the authority of the palace to put food on your table, you are mistaken. Because you just have 3 years. And so many of you, your political career is going to end maybe after Governor Obaseki leaves office. We want you to know that. Because the things you say on behalf of the government today will be used against you tomorrow. So it is wise that instead of you going around doing the bidding of your principal, even when it undermines your of the palace, better you just keep quiet. And so it gives you an opportunity to come out to say tomorrow that yes, certain things happened, but I never said anything. It was between my principal, the then governor, the palace. But we have seen some of them run around on social media to say all sort of things. I watched some of them who are actually my friends defend the governor when the whole situation about the artifacts, what's happening. And I sit down and wonder, how would you, in your right senses, defend the actions of the governor? Because when these artifacts were taken, they were not taken from the Edo State government, because the Edo State government did not exist. When the artifacts were looted, they were not looted from Nigeria, because at that time, Nigeria did not exist. So the rightful owner of the artifacts is the entity that it was taken from, which is the Oba of Beninspirit and the people of the great Benin Kingdom. So it baffles me when you see young guys and ladies be on the side of the people, but for some sort of foolish political reason. Foolish in the sense that you do not even understand that the person that you seem to want to hold brief for just has about 3 years. And some of them are just 30-something years. You have a long way to go. And you want to get yourself involved in a fight that would destroy your political career, because that's the way I see it. And it is the lack of wisdom on the part of the Benin people. Because I have so many very foolish talk, all camps. I have seen so many very nauseating positions being presented to the public, all camps. And for me, it shows that an average Benin person is a self-seeking, self-centered, selfish person.
Exactly.
From everything that is going on. That is what I see. Because it's all about their political career. Some of them, it's all about what they want, Charlie. And to those who work with the governor, it's all about just trying to please the governor.
Yes.
As I speak to you, the governor is very unpopular.
Yes.
Even though he's done quite a few things that, you know, he should be commended for. But he has used this, his disposition to, you know, make himself so unpopular. He's built a couple of things. He's tried to strengthen institutions, which we commend for, you know, but he has taken actions that are against the throne. And those actions have pitched him against Benin people.
Exactly.
So his popularity today, is dropping, because not because he's not doing well as a governor, you know, funding projects. His popularity today is dropping because he is perceived to be an of the palace. That's where the problem is. And I think those who are close to the governor should tell the governor, Mr. Governor, you are becoming unpopular because the people think that you are fighting the Oba of Benin. And you must understand that the Oba of Benin is the culture and the tradition of the people. And any fight against the Benin is a fight against the people. I expect sensible, if there are any, close to the governor, to begin to tell the governor the plain truth.
Yes.
I don't have anything personal against, I have no personal beef with the governor. done things that are worth commendation. I go out there, make people see what he's doing. But when he's also doing things against the people, I can say the governor is misbehaving.
Yes,
I do not
exactly.
I do not belong to the APC. I do not belong to the PDP. I do not belong in the. I do not believe in the philosophy of those kinds of parties,
Yes,
because those parties don't mean well for the people. It's just an amalgamation of criminals. The
exactly.
APC and the PDP are the same. I've always told people, and so I do not belong to any of them. I don't. Why should I? Why should I belong to a party that does not seek the welfare, that does not seek the good of the people? I don't. And that is the reason why some of us can come out and say things the way it is. Because we do not depend on political patronage.
Yeah.
We don't. I'm a private citizen. I do not depend on government for anything. And so I do not see the reason why when government is misbehaving, I cannot come and speak out or speak up against the ills of government. I would speak up because I don't depend on government. I'm not a career politician. I don't depend on any political party for contracts. So if the political party is messing up, I would speak and point out all the nonsense, their shenanigans. Point it out and call the attention of the people to these things. That is what every sensible Benin person should be doing.
Exactly.
Because there is a conscious effort by the political class to downplay the importance of the Benin kingdom and the palace.
Yes.
And we should not fold our hands to allow these disgruntled elements, these criminals, these rogues, who play partisan politics with the lives and tradition of the people, to water down the Oba, or to demean, or to degrade, or to downplay the importance and the authority of the Oba's Palace. Not the Oba's palace alone, but the dukes, the dukedoms,
Yes.
the enojays. We shouldn't allow it. And you see, that's one of the reasons why I was against Governor Wike. Because I sat how he spoke to traditional leaders in a term. And I said, no, this man is not fit to be president of Nigeria. He's not fit to represent us because he's uncouth. He doesn't have manners. He doesn't have respect for tradition. You see, these gangsters, political gangsters, should not be tolerated. And we have tolerated them too much.
Exactly.
We have tolerated them too much. They are doing what because they see that the people are going about their business with an I don't care attitude. And we should say no. Because this maximum, they have 8 years to be in the state house. But the throne is till infinity. And we should not allow these part-time crooks to demean, to downplay the importance of our traditional institutions. Because if a state comes and goes, once we used to be with the southwest region, and the southwest region came and disappeared, and we had the Midwest region.
Yeah.
The Midwest region came, it disappeared.
Yes.
Then we had Bendel. Bendel came and it disappeared. And today we have Edo and Delta and Rivers. But throughout all this time, there's been a change in the political arrangement. The palace, the traditional institutions remain intact.
Exactly.
And it is very important that our people understand this. Very important. The politics would always come and go. Political configurations can cease not to exist. But the traditional institutions would always remain with us. And so therefore, we must make sure we protect our traditional institutions from the attacks, by these political gangsters called governors. That is the way I see it. That is my opinion, Mr. President. Mr. President, it doesn't matter what the governor does, because when he is speaking, one of the things that I do is that I listen to the things Obaseki is not saying, even when he is speaking. And I can say, this is his intent. Even in his silence, I can pick what the message he's passing across, even in his silence. And some of us are saying, Mr. Governor, don't make yourself unpopular.
Exactly.
Focus on your main responsibility, which is to govern the state. And if there is going to be anything that brings you to be at loggerhead with the palace, avoid it, so that you would write your name in the hearts of the people. Because whether we like it or not, Edo State is in a mess.
Yes.
And the governor is struggling. The governor is struggling to try to put the state on track. But his actions and his face-off with the palace is overshadowing the good things that are in the state. And nobody in his team is calling his to this. It shows that psychopaths in the state house.
Exactly.
That's what it shows. Today we don't even know who the commissioners are.
No, not even one.
No.
So,
I am telling you, we cannot mention 3 commissioners in his cabinet.
No.
We don't know. We don't know what the governor is doing. And he's making himself so unpopular. Well, Mr. President, I hope his people will be able to pass our message across to him and make him understand that he needs to feel the heartbeats of the entire populace, so that he would know if the people are with him or not. You get that when the godfathers, the criminals in APC, connived with the bandits in Bodilon in Lagos, it was the people he ran to. It was the people that shielded him from the attacks of those political merchants and criminals in APC. It was the people that delivered their debt to him.
Yes.
Some of us, we know what we did. We know what we did. We were not contracted by any of his party men in the PDP. No, we didn't. But we just knew that Edo State must not fall into the hands of these criminal gangs. And we didn't do it for Baseki. We did it for the people. Exactly. We did it for the palace. They should not forget. We don't have to be on ground in Edo. We know the buttons we need to press.
Exactly.
We know how we passed information. Thoughts and accounts were and camped in those states. We know how we passed information and takes.
Yes.
We know how we call the attention of certain political players. and told them that some people were camped in several hotels. We know how we sensitized the people. And that's why vote buying could not be a major part in the decision in the last elections.
Yes.
Obaseki must understand that it's not his team that did that. Governor Obaseki must understand that there are certain people, certain organizations, certain groups who put Edo State first, who put Benin Kingdom first. And so those people go outside their way, out of their way, to do certain things, to keep the state intact. And it is insulting to pay the people back by trying to the influence of the palace. Don't do it, because it's going to pitch you against the people. The media aides to the governor should know this, if they are true sons and daughters of Benin, because they are not invincible.
No, not at all.
They should not get drowned in the euphoria of being behind the corridors of power. There are people who have been behind the corridors of power before many of you. Today they are irrelevant. Even there in Edo State, today they are irrelevant.
Exactly so.
So don't get carried away by this whole, I am in the corridors of power. Power is transient. You can be there today. In the next 4 years, you will be forgotten.
Exactly.
You should give yourself some brain. As they say on the streets, give yourself some brain. That's all I have to say, Mr. I hope the people listen.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Vice President. You said it all. Yes, as you said, let me just contribute a little bit to the whole issue. What you said about the palace. I have been passing this message to the palace for a very long time, letting them to know that being quiet is very, very dangerous. Being quiet is like you are giving these people the opportunity to start doing what they are doing.
Yeah.
If we cannot go out there to represent ourselves as a palace, to let the Edo people know that this is what we stand for, that these people out there, they're against us, they're after us. The Edo people will not know how to protect the palace or how to defend the palace. And this is where we are today. Keeping quiet also motivated the part of Obaseki, the part of Adamo Shomole, ISEE Yamu, and all these gangsters, call them gangsters, they are not representing us. Give them the opportunity to rise, destabilizing our state.
Yeah.
The Omonoba of Benin have been there for thousands. The title, the institution has been there for thousands of years. Before the Portuguese came, before the British came, and now we have the Nigeria. Then we have all these institutions that we're having today. The palace will always remain there. But what matters?
Exactly.
How do we represent the palace? Who is representing the palace? How do we represent them? It's the step we step forward that the people will follow. If we keep mute, not say anything, then our people will also keep mute. They will be confused. In the past few days, I have tried to pass messages to the palace, but my message was not even allowed to come in. Even this broadcast, I tried to share it with the palace. They refused the message to enter. We are not against the palace. We are not against Governor Obaseki. But the truth needs to be told. We need to say the truth where the truth is. We are not in any coalition with any social media or any other group in Benin land to insult any other person or whoever. But we only take our stand. We have our position when it comes to this issue. We are always with the Omonoba of Benin, the institution, and what it represents for the Beninese. You also talk about Ghana. Yes, have been seeing in the past 3 months what is going on in Ghana, how the Oni of Ife is stepping up his campaign in Ghana, giving them fake histories and all that. But we are also playing our part. We are doing our part to make sure this history are being corrected. But this organization is not other strong enough. We need stronger institution like the palace to come out really to represent themselves, to tell these people, look, you are one of us. They shouldn't go out to tell them we own you. They are just to go there, you are my brother. You came from this land, and not what you are now being told. Because this is the way the whole social media issue came out to stand as it is today. At the beginning, the palace kept quiet. They didn't see anything. They said, we don't mingle with these people. We don't do this. We don't do that. What do we do then? Do we allow them day in and day out to be insulting us? But those of us who pick up this issue, most of the Edo people were even asking me, most of the Edo people were even asking me if I'm a Benin man enough, because my name is not a Benin man. Yes, I'm a Benin man. Yes. I do what I do because I know it's very fair. Sorry, my phone is ringing. Just a moment, please. Just a moment. Hello? Hello? Same to you, sir. Sorry, sir. We are on live show. We are just okay, sir. Just a moment. Let me see, because this is the wrong number anyway. But let's see if I can put it on. Yeah, but this okay, it's right. Yeah. Okay, I don't know if I can bring it more louder. Let me see. Okay, just say something, sir. Let me see. Okay.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers in the house.
Thank you, sir.
Happy Father's Day, sir.
And in diaspora. Is it loud enough?
Yeah, from my side, yes, okay, but I don't. Okay.
Yes, it is.
What I want to say is that I saw what you guys are talking about. As you can let me throw a little bit of light into it. I think the time has come that we, the Benin, particularly the Edos, we should treasure what we have before we lose it. It is time for we, the Edos, to treasure what we have before we lose it. We should not commonize what God has given to us. I live here in Britain. The Queen of England is worshipped by his people. But she's worshipped by her people. They respect her and they are willing to die for her. And for that simple reason, the people are living in a prosperous life. So with the Edo people, we should not underrate or overlook or commonize what we have. If outside world worship the Benin Kingdom, I mean outside world, the white, the British, all other countries, they worship Benin Kingdom. Why? Because of what they know about it. According to the Guinness Book of Records, the biggest earthwork that ever done by human being was done by the Benin people. And the have it. They respect what we have in the Benin Kingdom. During our active part, they respect it. Why can't we, the Benin, especially the Vieto, why not we appreciate what God gives to us and work with it and develop it and use it to bless our people? Do you know how many people come to England every day just to see the palace of the Queen? The Queen Palace generates billions of pounds every year for tourism, for the British economy. Why can't we, the Benin, especially the Ghetto, why not we develop our history, modernize it, make it attractive to the outside world, to come and see where the Benin Kingdom is, to come and see the earthworks that was done, to come and see where the artifacts are being manufactured in Edo State. Why can't we treasure what we have? Because when no man that is where we are now. This is not the fact of the Oba of Benin alone. Please, let me get this straight to all the Beninis who are out there, or the Edo people. We are not talking about the Oba of Benin. We are talking about the institution that have been there for thousands of years.
Exactly.
That's what we are talking about. Even if you put a 10-year-old boy in that seat tomorrow, 100-year-old man or woman who prostrates to worship that child. It's not because of the child. It is because of the seat that the child is sitting on. That give that respect to the child and that give the respect to the entire environment and the people that believe in it. Please, my people of Edo people, let us not destroy our own team by ourselves. People say Abba Benin is not in charge of Nigeria. Abba Benin is not in charge of Edo State. It is the governor that is in charge of the Edo State. The federal government does not give allocation to the Abba of Benin. It gives allocation to the state. Abba of Benin does not have a saying how the governor uses his allocation. Please, my people, let us respect what God gave to us. It's a gift from God to us with the Edo people. We should use it to enrich ourselves, because that's what the British are doing. The British are using the monarchy, the Queen of England. They are using it to enrich themselves. Why can't we do the same thing? Please, I want to use this medium to beg all Edo people, please, respect your monarch. Respect the institution. Respect the institution that gave birth to Edo people and that gave birth to entire Benin Kingdom. We need to respect it. This is my plea to the sons and daughters of Edo people and the Benin Kingdom at large. Please, let us respect what God gave to us. Let us not look, say, oh, this man is eating alone. No. We all will eat together if we all work together. So I'm calling on every sons and daughters of Edo, let us work together. Let us work together. Let us beautify what we have. Then if we do that, we all will rejoice at the end of the day. This is my plea to Edo sons and daughters, both home and abroad. Let us cherish what we have. Let us not allow strangers to destroy it in our hand. This is my plea. God bless you. My name remains Joseph Okio. God bless all of you in Jesus' name. Happy Father's Day.
God bless you. Thank you very much.
Ipadomo, Uwesekabo, I want to let people know whom you are.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead, tell them who I am.
This is a brother also. He's also from another organization, from the United Kingdom of Great Benin Empire. Their organization, sometimes we do work together, we do cooperate in some certain issues. And we really appreciate you call into this broadcast Thank you very much, sir.
Let's
God
go,
bless
my
you.
brother.
Yeah.
We are coming out very soon.
Oh.
Very soon, we are coming out with organization that will protect our inheritance.
Exactly.
The kingdom is our inheritance. The upper palace is our inheritance.
Yes, sir.
All the monarchs around Benin Kingdom, they are our own inheritance. We should not our own inheritance to be taken by stranger.
No.
From now on, every governor, every local government chairman, every councillor must respect our traditional ruler. Whether they like it or not, they must respect our traditional ruler. Because the traditional ruler comes first.
Exactly.
Before the local government chairman, before the governor. Because you have to go and beg them to vote for you. After they vote for you, you start to insult them. That will never happen. We are going to put an end to it. Upper second governor will be the last governor that will insult the monarch. If Nigeria remains not for too long, any other governor, councillor chairman, local government chairman, they all must respect our traditional institution. If not, they will not be voted for. That's how it's going to be from now on. God bless you, my brother.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you
I hope
too.
to
Thank you
call
very
you
much.
later after the show. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
We'll see.
God bless you.
Yes, sir. So,
If I may say something, Mr. President, I think
yes, sir.
you know, these are some of the things that we have said in the time past.
Yes.
But it seemed to me that the Benins are asleep. You know, our quest to make a living seems to overshadow every other thing that is actually important. And it has caused there's so much degradation in the system.
Yes.
I'm glad that we have our people waking up. I hope that this hurricane will consume everything that stands on our way, and will help us clear all the false foundations that have been laid by those that have come before us, and so that our own generation, in our time, we can see some semblance of sanity, and who can bequeath a better society to our children. That's just what I hope for. I hope that our people wake up. I hope that they see the dangers ahead. I hope that they understand that there is a calculated attempt by people within Edo State, Delta States, Rivers, and those outside the states, their collaborators outside the states, to weaken the traditional institution, that represents us as Benin people. It's not just in Nigeria that it's happening. It's happening in Ghana. We have seen how the Oni of Ife has come to Ghana to distort history. You understand? And we have said that in due time we would respond to some of the things that he has said, and make those corrections and begin to teach the people their history. But it is always better if we all come together, irrespective of the groups, and our agendas. But when it comes to the issue of the traditional institutions in Benin, we should keep our agendas aside and come together just to push that agenda, of the elevation of our traditional institution. That's what matters most. Every other thing does not matter at this moment. It really doesn't matter.
No.
What matters most is all of us closing ranks, and making sure that nobody, no matter how highly placed you are, undermines the traditional institution of the Benin people. That, for me, I think we should be focused on. Mr. President, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And I want to continue where I stopped about the institution, the Oba of Benin, which of the other colleague is trying to also try to clear. The institution, the monarch has been there. They have led us through peace, through war, and through so many economic hardship. And we survived. They survived. That's why the Benin people, they respect the monarch. And I've been asked several times, if I have to form a government for the Benin Empire, which position would you put the monarch? Which position would you put the traditional rulers in the Benin Empire? My stand. The Benin Empire, the traditional rulers, the monarch, they will have 70% of the power, even 75% of the power over the government. Because our traditional rulers, they fear our forefathers. They fear our ancestors. They have fear for them. But all these, our modern politicians or politicals or whatever you call them, they don't even have the fear of God, to say the fact. They claim they are Christians, they are Muslim. They don't have even the fear of God to come out not to do something evil against their people. In the case of Obaseki, for example, during the campaign for the election, I come against it. You know, I take fire both from several sides, from coming from front, back, and side. But it didn't disturb me. I said what I want to say, but our people voted for him, and I respect that because I believe that period our people were more intelligent and more educated in that area as I was. And at the beginning, things were really going well. You know? But it's only when the artifact issue came in, then the whole issue started. We want people to understand, we are not putting blame on the palace nor the institution, the Oba of Benin. But we are only we are saying our voice, what we like that should be happening in the future. Because what happened already happened now. But there's a time for correction to be done. Mm-hmm. Because the Oba of Benin cannot be doing the whole issue. That is why he has the iniquities. He had all the whole chiefs that is in palace. We have hundreds of chiefs in the palace, working for the palace. They have to organize together. In this time, we should have felt their impact, but this is what we are not getting. We are not seeing any of our traditional ruler coming out to air their voice against what is going on, against the situation we are today. We have the top Edo Eniki. We cannot hear their voice today. We have the secretary. We have other people in the palace. We cannot hear their voice to come out to say this is where the palace stands. We want to know that. The Edo people want to know that. But some of us already know where we are going to because we have been with the palace for a very long time and we will continue to do that.
Yeah.
But we also like to come out more, to associate themselves with the citizens. We are the citizens of the palace. Every Edo person, Benin person, in one way or the other, is related to the palace. The Benin chiefs should help the Oba of Benin to manage those good ones, because we know if I am not going wrong, or if I am going out of line, please correct me. There have been in the past some issues among the Benin chiefs, which was very, very downgrading to the palace, which brought the palace to this situation where we are today. To say the fact, we see our iniquities, our chiefs, our other levels misbehave in that manner that we have to reject them. We know the president of Monobanedo has been doing a lot to rebuild the institution, to let all these corrupt or those chiefs with bad manner to go away from the palace. And this is not going down well with the people. And this set of people are coming out today or paying other people to be coming out online, or they are joining forces together to be coming after the palace. But when we look at the whole issue and when it started, if the palace really came out to explain to the Edo people, this is what is going on, I believe the palace will have 99% of the Edo people with him today. But in this case, I can tell you 80% of Edo people is with the palace, where we also have about 15% of these people who doesn't really know the meaning of Oba of Benin or the institution or the palace himself. Who the Benin Palace needs to educate, come out to educate these people about the palace, which is not happening. We know the Oba of Benin doesn't, or the palace doesn't mess with all those people. But the time will come, we have to do that. We have to do that for the sake of our people, for the sake of those people who believe in us, because this is very, very important. Like it or not, don't let my message go to the palace or let my message go to the palace. That won't disturb me. It won't disturb this organization for not standing with the palace. But that shouldn't also stop us from not saying what we want to say. As far as we doesn't cross the line, because we know this is the red line, we don't cross it. And we will also advise other people not to cross it. And I will also advise some of our Edo elites, where we see today parading with themselves with the Oni of Ife, parading themselves with some enemies. Or I know because people always say Edo doesn't have enemies, but we are having some people who doesn't mean well for the Edo people, like the Oni of Ife. When we go back to the issue of the Olu of Warri, what happened after the coronation, how they came to Benin with their vehicle, parading themselves, and so many things that has been going on, where the palace just kept quiet. And we are not going to be keeping quiet. And this is our message for Governor Obaseki. We know you are the governor of Edo State. You have been voted in 4 years, 10. But some people do resign before their tenure end in a good democratic government, because your government is becoming unpopular, is becoming hell for the Edo people. Because we voted you in, or the people who voted you in, gave you the power to bring Edo people together, not to separate the Edo people. Because even though you are not coming out to say anything, but your actions, your body language says so many things about you. We know the direction you are going to, and we know the people you are merging with. And we want you to know this. We are not going to tolerate this. Reincarnation or no reincarnation, we are not going to tolerate it. Because the issue right now can be brought to an end with a statement, only one statement from your side can be brought to an end. And it can also be brought to an end with a footstep going towards the palace to say something. which the Edo people usually do. Inonyame, Yabome, which is very, very simple. Once a Benima said that to an Oba of Benin, the whole issue is forgiven. Everything that happened is forgiven. But it's like you are lack of this sense. The system we are now, this democracy, I call it artificial power. It's an artificial power in the sense it comes and it goes. But our own, the original, it still remain there. It will still be there. It will not go. Even if it's a 5-year-old boy, 3-year-old boy, king who is there, we will always respect that throne for what it stands for. The Obi of Agbo, the Obi of what did they call them? The Den of Agbo, the Obi of Iseluku, they were all young kings. Their people respected them. They are still respected them till today. So this is my message for the Edo people also. Please, don't use this opportunity building your business. Don't use this opportunity allocating power for yourself that doesn't belong to you. The Benin people are wise enough to defend themselves. They only need the rightful message. And they will be becoming the rightful message. The Benin people always choose their leaders with knowledge, but not the word they are saying in the public or what they are saying in the social media. That's what people should understand. I'm not against anybody, but that is supporting palace or something like that, but it must come from your own heart. Everything must be done in your own heart, not half-minded. That is why you don't see this organization in any coalition with anybody, because we know where we stand, we know whom we are. So thank you, everyone who is. I don't know if you have something to contribute again, Vice President.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone for their comments. Thank you for your solidarity. Thank those of you who took out time, to watch our live broadcast. I want to say thank you all, and may our ancestors and our God bless you. Please, would also want you to drop your information. Any question you want to ask us, always drop your questions in the comment section, and we go through them and we'll create time and answer. Also, I want to call your attention, our viewers, that the Benin Empire Advancement League, headed by our president, Mr. Dele Bello, we are still our scholarship program, 40% scholarship program for any member or any descendant of the Great Benin Kingdom who wish to study in the Asog Hills University College in Ghana is still on, and it's going to be on till the end of the month. So if you want to run away from the ASU strike, from the noise, the darkness in Nigeria, and all the distraction, you could just send a message to Mr. President, send a message to me, and we would have a discussion with you. I think I've been given 10 slots from the University College in Ghana, and we have decided to pay 40% of the school fees. Our organization will be paying 40% of the school fees for 10 students of Benin ancestry. So if you want scholarship to study in Ghana, please send us a message, and we would get back to you. Mr. President, I want to say thank you for every opportunity you've given to us to do this for our people. Thank you for the strength and the resilience. It's been quite challenging. Well, we just have to keep moving. And I want to say thank you to all our members who have stood by us. Our organization is going to be a year old in a couple of days' time.
Yes.
So hopefully we will be celebrating in Ghana. I hope our members in Nigeria also will be celebrating, and all other members all across the world. I hope you know, we'll move from 1 year to 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, and beyond. And we will not just be an organization that comes on social media to just talk. We want to impact in the lives of our people positively. That's one of the things we want to do. We want to make sure economically, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, financially, our people are well to do. And that's one of the things, that's one of the reasons why our organization is here. And so we want to implore you all to take this opportunity, be a part of what we are doing, and also join hands with us and bring out the best people. Thank you very much. Hopefully, I think we'll be back on Tuesday, Mr. President.
Yeah,
Tuesday,
we'll be
right?
back on Tuesday, yes. On Tuesday in the evening, we'll be back.
Hopefully Tuesday in the evening. I think sometime maybe 5, 6 o'clock Nigerian time.
Exactly.
You know, we will probably be live on air to talk about other issues. But like I said, this is an opportunity for you to invest in your education. If you're interested, if you want to, you know, leave Nigeria and go and get a degree in Ghana, our organization is sponsoring 10 students. We are paying 40% of your tuition fee for your first year. And we would also renew the scholarship if the school, the institution also recommends that that be done based on your performances. So there's a possibility that you would have a 40% scholarship every year till you are done with your first degree. So if you're interested, send a message to Mr. President. That's one of the things we're trying to do to help our people. If you're interested, send a message to Mr. President, send a message to me, and we'll take it up from there. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful week ahead. Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. There are many ways you can get in contact with us. We have our email address, we have our homepage, and there are 2 telephone numbers on our page. One is direct to Ghana, and one is direct to Austria. The one to Austria is directed to me. You can talk to me, and the one directed to Ghana is to our Vice President, Mr. Maui Orukpe, Samudiame Orukpe. You can talk to us if you have anything that can help the Benin Empire to rebuild the Benin Empire. Don't hesitate. About the scholarship, we would like to welcome you. We would like you to take part in it because this is a great opportunity for every Beninese. Please don't miss it. Don't miss it because it's very, very important. Education is real and it's important. If all Beninese are educated today, we will be happy. Although there are 2 types of education, we have the traditional and the normal European or
Education.
standard.
Yeah.
But
yes, Western education.
Every education is very, very important. So thank you, and God bless you all. Happy Father's Day, and we hope to meet you in good health on Tuesday. So thank you very much, and have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So let's see. Okay.